헬로. 인터넷으로 들어온 사람들 제 목소리 들리나 얘기 좀 해주세요.
네, 들립니다. 교수님.
예, 들립니다.
어이, 여기 연결됐구나. 계속 갖고 있어도 돼. I'm waiting for a connection to speakerphone for a while, so please wait a little bit more. TA is connecting to the speakerphone for better communication, sound communication. Let me see. There are 5 people online, and there are 6 people at less. So we may have 11 today. Right? I have a list that shows 13. Right. Sure. Looks like we have four students coming from abroad. Okay, just connected. 정성진. Can you read your name? Yeah. Yes. Okay, it takes time, so I can start with the introduction material. So when we have more better connection, we can continue. Right, this is the class on introduction to naval architecture and ocean engineering. There is already a web page for this semester. So you'll let this one. Okay, let me check whether it's working now. Right, this is the classroom web page. Also, you can find that at the end there is a web page for previous semester. Actually, this is 22 spring, so one semester before spring this year. You see that this is a 22 spring. As this one, this semester will be 4 semesters, so it shows a F there. I'm showing that because current semester web page does not have any content as you expect. But you can see from spring semester web page there are full of content. You can see what's going on in this semester. Probably similar contents will be covered. If you have any question, please raise in any time when you are convenient. Right, so this is today. I'm trying to let you know what will be the goal of the class and then explain about the textbook. There are 2 books we will cover. And then operation of the class is a little bit different from ordinary class, that we will have a more involvement of students, so that the class is divided into 3 parts of 20 minutes. So the student, this semester, the previous semester, I started a lecture, but this one, student will start the lecture, and then second part will be my lecture, and so the part will be a student discussion, also led by one of you. And grading and term project, the schedule and lecturer and TA will be covered. Right. So it is, as you expected, it will be an overview of naval architecture and ocean engineering. Who does not have any background on this field. And then fundamental basic knowledge, terminology. Especially terminology and knowledge is already related with active. Okay, then I can put my connection. Hey, can somebody from online can say something to us? One of you?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, good. Is it better than before? My speech sound or same?
Same.
Okay. It's clear. It's okay.
It's okay, yes.
All right, good. Let's continue. And then not recommended for student who has a background on this area. Sometimes there are people who worked for shipyard. And then, okay. And basic terminology or concept to non-naval text or ocean. Let's say, I don't know how much you learn, but roughly, I hope you can learn 1,000 new terminology from this. Because this old number is coming from when I was a student. I don't know whether your age, I don't know, but we learned 1,800 Chinese characters now, high school and middle school. There was a standard set of Chinese characters recommended by Korean government. Course material will be uploaded on the website. Also, you can see more on previous website. And textbook is 2. One is for naval architecture, the other one is for ocean engineering. And then this is a very heavy book. It has more contents, very serious contents of naval architecture. Prepared by United States Society of Naval Architecture and Marine. And this one is just a Korean translation of this book. So you don't need as a translation. So this is the book, the original book, right? By Harry Bamford. Probably he retired. Is died some years ago. He was a professor in University of Michigan, United States. It's a good book, right? For non-naval. And this one is a Korean translation. And this is another textbook for ocean engineering. And this is just a reference book. I said it's a volume 3 of heavy book of principles of naval, coming from Society of Naval Architecture. Grading will be one exam, and then some project will be a group some project, and then student lecture. You may have twice times of lecturing, and also class discussion will be led by one of you. Also, you may have 1 or 2 times of leading the discussion. And homework will be usually 3 times. So class operation 75 minutes altogether, but divided by 3 parts. One is 20 minutes for student lecture and 20 minutes by my lecture and discussion with by one of you. And then is Zoom and hybrid class. Student lecture. Original PowerPoint will be provided by myself. Probably 1 week ago before. And then he or one of you need to understand the contents and then explain to others. And one tip for improvement will be including one more video, which covers the contents of the slide. Because video is very good for understanding. And some projects, there are many, but let's see, ready
11 years ago, right? Mobile harbor at the time it was had in this school, and sea base is idea coming from United States Navy. They're very similar. And usually we will have a team of 3 students, one project team. So if we have 12 students altogether, we may have four groups, 4 teams. And at the time, there was only 3. I don't know how many groups, right? First, mobile harbor, that's a big project at the time, and then ONR is Ocean Naval Research something of the United States, and also Korean Navy. Another idea is 10 years ago, Energy Island. Energy Island looks like this is an idea sketch, not real one. You see that there are wind power system, and also somewhere in solar energy on the surface, and then wave generate energy too, right? Wave energy is also utilized, and also the piping to the deep water to use the temperature difference between deep water and surface water. We'll learn more in the class. So this one is just combining all together renewable energy coming from ocean. Solar, wind, and wave, and tide, and then also temperature difference. So it is good idea, right? Another project is coming from Microsoft. They have a data center in underwater because this system need cooling because they make a high temperature. So cooling is one of the problem. Another probably more bigger problem is area they are capturing, because Google or Microsoft nowadays more data is coming to their site network, so they need more storage space. So every year they need to have one park of data centers. So underwater can be two advantage of the area cost, and also cooling water. But there is also disadvantage because the cable should be longer. And this is a sea steading is coming from idea from France. Some of you are from France, yes? Because every year, every semester, I have several French students in this. And I know there is a company who is propelling this idea to be accommodation on floating accommodation. It looks like this more detailed. But looks like computer graphics image, not real. And then this is a mobile harbor or something. But it is also offshore port or floating port. I can't remember the real name of Shanghai. Shanghai is the second largest city in China. Shanghai is near ocean, and Shanghai port, ship-port, is biggest port now around the world. But interesting is the Shanghai port is built 30 kilometers outside of the land side. But there was a small island there, but they expanded that island, based on island, to build a port around this. And then they need a long bridge to the land of length of 30 kilometers. Long bridge to the port. So that is not a floating port, but idea is similar. This one. This is really floating or something like a floating port, offshore port. So idea can be, because it is also idea coming from land costs and also congestion inside the port, and then also traffic coming from all around the sea, right? Usually the port is near the land, and also the entrance is narrow in old condition. So this side is wide open. There can be advantage and disadvantage. Okay. This is probably Europe somewhere. I don't know where is it? Germany or Netherlands. But it's a river tourist. But there's an electric propelling ship, small tourist boat. Because of it congested the city, they want to be no smell, no pollution. And this one is microplastic in the ocean is a pollution problem. It's very big problem nowadays. And some team have an idea of building a plant, floating plant to collecting these one and then somehow treat them. Because we learned this, there is a big area around the world, globe, that there are collecting points of garbages like this. There are probably 5 or 6 big areas, bigger than big island. Only garbages are circulating over there. So then we said, if you find that area, like question. What is this? Garbages.
Where in what ocean?
What ocean? In each big ocean, there is some collecting point. You will see. Pacific or Atlantic. There are many, 5 or 6. Or there may be more than. So 5 or 6 is the biggest one, right? But there are also small ones. It is a container ship, container carrying ship, big container. So see, you may see container carrying trucks, around the street, right? And there are 2 kinds of usually standard size of containers, 20 foot or 40 foot length. The other dimension is same, so that they can be packed together. This one looks like a very same size of containers. 40 foot container the place can be filled with 2 or 20 feet containers, right? So it can be stacked up together. And here you see that there is a 22,000 TEU capacity. It means this ship carries 22,000 box of containers. It's a big one. Right? And then also they use LNG as a fuel. So it is better for pollution. Pollution is also very serious. Right. For your case, what will be idea? I showed this slide in springtime. Life saving at sea, Korean Coast Guard. Because fishing tourists, there is sometimes in summer days, there are several cases of fishing boat capsizing something, accident inside Korea. Passenger ferry Seoul is very, it was 8 years ago, big accident in Korea. And also oil production site explosion, I remember Gulf of Mexico 10 years ago. BP, British Petroleum Company's production site has a big explosion. unmanned ship is now popular in these days, and with the electric propulsion, renewable energy island, and pollution. You can choose. In spring this time, there was only 3 teams have a project, and their title was Hyperloop. Hyperloop is a train, underwater train, very high speed. And then data center. And then monitoring coral is some kind of plant inside the sea. And monitoring with animal something, observations. They use the turtle. The turtle is carrying some devices for sensing devices. It was interesting. Myself. TA. Sign there, and here's an email, and then we will use when I guess next Monday is the closing day for change, class change. After that, we will fix our members. And we start with Kakao for SNS communication. The website is already there, and YouTube also will be used. Sang-yoon, can you show us previous video of student lecture and student discussion session as a sample from previous semester? 네? 거기서 집중하시면 이쪽 올리라. 여기 들어가.
Hi, I'm TA of this semester. So previous semester, all the things, all the PPT files and all the documents is uploaded this page. Sites, Google Sites, which one shows this KAIST 22 Spring ME407. So when you look at this, when you click this, it's directly show the YouTube videos, lecture videos for other previous semesters. So you see 22 Spring. All the things is
introduction.
uploaded on here. So, here you can see the student discussion, and here you can see the student lecture. All the most of the lectures, most of the classes is for 20 minutes professor's lecture, and 20 minutes for student lecture, and 20 minutes for discussion. And all the materials, you can find here. So here's all the lecture notes. So there's only 13 lecture notes because there's some sessions for some presenting sessions for some projects. There's a proposal and meet presentation and final presentation usually. So you can also check the materials they present. So this is basic guideline from professors. This basic guidelines, and this is the team of the TOM project. And 3 presentation will you guys should do 3 presentation for proposals and big presentation and final presentation. After we fix the member of the class after the class changing season. We will make the team 3 or 4, depends on the how many students attend here, and then you guys do some projects by your team. And all the student lecture and student discussion, it's held by individual students, maybe two or three times, but it depends on how many students attend. So this is a basic form of the site. And yeah, I already made the 22 for homepage, but it's almost empty. It almost nothing's uploaded, but only the members now who click the attend is uploaded here. After the fixing season, this will be changed. And also, there's some notice in previous lectures. The reason why I made the previous lectures, because you need some reference to prepare the PPT or things for your student lecture and discussion. So usually professors send email individually about the previous lectures. Then I will upload it, that kind of lectures here. And after the student lecture or discussion, the material from the students will be also uploaded into lecture notes and the discussion things. And after the discussion, the presenter choose 2 students who is very good, who do very good performance in the discussion session. So it also, when you guys picked by the presenter, it also helped to increase a little amount of score when you guys get it at the end of the class. Now online Zoom link, it should be changed, not clearly same with this one. I will change this, and previous one is uploaded here. You can easily access when you click this. So not same as usual classes. This class using the different homepage, not KLMS. So all the things is uploaded this homepage, 22 for. So please be careful that do not confuse when you guys see the KLMS. There's nothing's uploaded. Okay, I think it's all. I think I give all the information about using home pages and basic class formats.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Any questions? Continue. And then still discussion will be, if we have a time, we may wait about this one. 생겼다고?
네.
한 사람도 못 보고 있었다고? Guys, you should raise your questions from online because the screen was not shared for several minutes. Okay, let me see who is in this class now. Right. You see that is there Anjewu? Davi Benjamin. Davi?
Ben.
Davi, Davin?
So Dave is my last name. Benjamin is my first name.
Oh,
So you
okay,
can just call me
okay,
Ben.
okay, uppercase, right? Benjamin Davi. Right. 최승호. 최승호 is online, yeah? No. 정성진. 정성진 is probably online. Can you turn on your microphone? 정성진? It's not listening to me. And Sarah Fragomei,
Yes, I'm here.
can you?
I'm online.
Can you say your name again?
Sara Fragomelli.
Sarah Fragomei.
Yes, but Sara is okay. My first name is Sara.
Are you from also France?
No, I'm from Italy.
Italy. Oh,
Yeah,
Fragomei.
yes, correct.
Fragomei. Right. And 정재욱.
네.
Right. And then Jihad Ismail. Which one is your first name?
Ismail.
Ismail. Ismail Jihad. Okay. And then you should be Godri Stanislas Arnon. Correct. Sound
Goodrich Stanislas.
slowly.
Goodrich
Godri
Stanislas.
Stanislas
Arnon.
Arnon.
Yes.
Arnon. So you come from France? Well,
Yeah, French.
This sound is not French.
I do that so.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Good. So what is your last name?
Goodrich.
Godri. Okay.
Yeah.
Stanislas Arnon. My understanding of Arnon.
Arnon is Thai. Arnon, art French, art Thai.
Sorry?
Thailand. Thai cook 사람이에요.
네?
My second name Arnon is Thai. From Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So Arnon is name coming from Thailand.
Yeah.
That's why you not pronounced as Arnon. Huh?
Yeah.
Good. And then 강소현. 강소현 잘 안 들려요. 다시 얘기해 주세요. 목소리 잘 안 들려요. 지금 뭐로 이 마이크를 뭘로 쓰고 있어요? 소리가 잘 안 들린다고. 다시 얘기해 보세요. 잘 안 들리는데 사운드가 잘 안 될 때는 스마트폰으로 추가로 연결하세요. 스마트폰 사운드는 잘 돼. 그 이어폰 쓰시면 좋고. 네. 다음 기회에 또 다른 사람들도 이런 필요가 있을 것 같아요. 네. When you have a difficulty in sound when you are online, I recommend to connect twice, double connection. Through probably a smartphone is better for connection, especially for sound. And using earphone. And then notebook or PC can be used only for video. So you can connect twice to the same Zoom connection. This is one recommendation tip for better communication of sound. Right? 이민섭.
네, 교수님 들리시나요?
네, 잘 들립니다. 네. 홍준기 듣고 있어요? 사운드가 안 들립니다. 채팅으로. 채팅. 그러니까 마이크에 문제가 있을 때는 스마트폰으로 추가로 연결하시라고. 그러면 사운드 문제가 해결이 되니까요. 네. 커뮤니케이션이 돼야지 수업이 되죠. 온라인 들어오시는 분들은 특별히 신경을 쓰시고. 지금이라도 한번 연결해 보세요, 스마트폰. 홍준기 씨. 목소리 듣고 싶으니까. 다음에 이현석. 예. 민정호. 영어 저스틴. 여기 연결 안 하고 있나? 여기 사운드가 문제겠나? 네. 아, 여기 채팅에 사람들이 많이 했구나. 아. 네. 네. 홍준기, 강소연, 이어폰 마이크인데, 스마트폰인데, 홍준기, 김정호 신학교였는데. Right? Any other question? No, then we can move on to next slide. Yep. How many minutes? No, more than that. Listen. So this is a overview of Naval architecture. So again, the textbook is this one, and chapters. The title of chapters. This one. So today I'm trying to cover first part. There are also general arrangement, accommodation, procedure, perform, statics, stability, dynamic stability, resistance and powering, propulsion device, machinery, wind power, sailing, hull strength requirement, materials, construction, structural arrangement, and miscellaneous. Do you find any very unfamiliar terminology here? Any special, unique, or strange? Hull. Can you explain what is hull?
The hull is just the base of the boat. So I'm guessing hull forms is just talking about different shapes of the base of the boat that's in the water.
Increase first, there is the technology in Korean person in this is the thing. Person.
Hulls?
Person.
Hulls. No. Hulls is a draft line in English. He has similar sound in Korean. We learn what is the hull. Let me explain simply that the body and the skeleton and skin and skeleton can be hull. Let me say in this way, for this building, the concrete material can be the hull of this building. Right? Very similar. Except concrete, what else there in this building? There are electricity, there is a piping, air conditioning, and then desk, and many other things, right? So concrete only. When new construction is going up, they started with making concrete only building first, and then they attach pipes and electricity, accommodation, and windows and something like that. Right? very similar to building construction for the shipbuilding. So hull is main body, skeleton or concrete. Question? Raised. Okay. All right. So what is naval architecture? So simply, this is a Navy architect. Navy architect. So who is Navy architect? You know who is architect? Architect. Architecture.
See buildings and stuff.
Buildings in the land side. Right? Architecture. Architect is a building construction designer. Right? So person, architect is a person, architecture is a technology name. Right? So Navy architecture or Navy architect is, we can say naval architect. So say 2,000 years ago, there was a big fight between Egypt and Roma, right? And also Navy battle in the Mediterranean Sea. Right? So 2,000 years ago, they only used wooden ships, right? But it was a big fight. Cleopatra at the same time, right? 2,000 years ago. At the time, they already had big ships and fighting each other. So Navy was important at that time, 2,000 years ago. Navy architect. So naval architecture is an engineering discipline dealing with the design, construction, maintenance, and operation of marine vessels. So it's a sequence: design, construction, and operation. Right? And operation and maintenance. All the sequence, like we call the life cycle. But architecture, the architect is an engineer who is doing architecture. Okay? If you have a question, raise your hand and oh, see, vacuum, petro vacuum, the same way. Julius Caesar, BC 44. BC means before Christ, right? Before Christ. They already have a big ships like this one and fight each other. So Navy architects and also shipbuilding was important at that time already. More than 2,000 years old. Between Antonius, Octavian, and Caesar was especially right. So once again, the new terminology to you. Bow, stern, starboard, and port side. Very unique names, right? You probably never heard about this wording before. Right? Yes or no? Have you heard about this wording before? But this is very unique naming. Also, you can, if you memorize this wording, you can use for other times, other places. Especially for the airplane. Airplane use very similar wording. And probably see other things. The front part of the ship is bow, back part is stern, and then forward coming after to the left, and then port side, starboard. It's very interesting that you see that always they are staying at the port in this way. Only left-hand side is to the left side. Then you can expect that every ship is parking in the same direction. That is good for safety. Otherwise, they collide in this way. Right? So everybody is coming. Similar to airplane, you see that every airplane goes in the same direction and going down in the same direction, right? Very similar for the safety and other reasons. And also loading and unloading can be specialized for this way. And then the other side, you see that at the night, the sea is blackout. Right? Then you can see the stars in the sky because sea is black, dark. So that's why they are saying star. Right, so there is a new thing there, and also another basic terminology. Draft. Draft is hulsu in Korean. Right? Draft and then depth and freeboard. Freeboard may be also new words to you. So this is a cutting of a ship. And draft is up to here that water lies. So we call in Korean hulsu. And this one is freeboard. And then midship in the middle body of the ship. When if I am a ship, then in the middle of midship. And depth is together. So up to here is a depth, and depth is divided into draft and freeboard. So have you had a chance to ride a small boat? Small boat. You have a chance? No chance to ride a boat.
So, option.
That's
That's all right.
Small boat like one person or two person, very small. If I'm carrying a small boat, next time I will bring a water dish, something. And then water dish is floating in the water, right? And then I put a stone up to there, then going down, right? Until where? Until water level is going here, and then the dish submerged because water is coming into the dish. Right? That's why we need to have a freeboard for the safety, because the wave is coming and also ship is rolling, so that there should be at least some margin to. 이거 작동 안 하나? 이 카메라. 지난번에 카메라 작동하던데. 왜냐면 이 온라인 하는 사람들이 잘 못 보고 있어. Safety reason we need to have a freeboard. This is a requirement coming from the regulation, safety regulation, to each ship. Right? Freeboard. Safety margin first. All right. Then another basic definition, deck is a horizontal structure corresponding to a floor or roof. Floor, right? Or roof, right? Over a building. So deck. How many decks in this building? How many decks in this building? Six, right? 6, because elevator is saying 6. Right? So deck, we are saying deck. What is floor? Bulkhead is a word. So this one is a bulkhead. Very similar because of architecture, right? Maybe architecture. But shell is very similar to hull. Right? Shell is outer skin, as you explained. Outer skin of the ship is shell. But hull is including shell and bodies, frames, and pillars. And so concrete of the construction building. So watertight plating around the side and bottom of the ship, outer skin, and inner bottom and double bottom is very similar. You see there's a picture. So this one is double bottom. Bottom skin is twice, double skins, double skin. Why? Why do they develop such a double skin? Because of the grounding of the ship. When you go to the sea or near the sea, there is a rocks and shallow water, right? So probably they hit the rocks in the ship sometimes, right? Titanic. Have you seen the film Titanic? Titanic? Yes, raise your hand. Titanic, the film, famous film, right? Except you, in the chat, right? It's a big disaster, big disaster. 100 years ago, a big disaster. Several hundreds of people died, probably 1,000. But the reason why the Titanic was sink, have you remember? Iceberg, right? The ship is hitting the iceberg. But how can you remember how they hit the iceberg?
Or 8 people. 8 people.
8.
8 people. I just
No.
heard the sports special.
Right, right. The hitting, but hit the result of hit, the skin, outer skin was cracked for several meters. So water is coming from that scratch. So similarly, we have a more chance to damage on the bottom of the ship, right? Many reasons, many cases, right? If there is a small hole there or scratch, water is coming. If we have another skin there, right? Much safer, right? That's why we create an idea of double bottom, basically. Right, and then structurally, it's very complicated, but you may see that one single steel plate, one single steel plate is how big? It's depending on the size, but usually about 2 meter long and 1 meter wide. And thickness can be depending on, like, say, sometimes 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter thickness. Steel plate that is heavy. You cannot lift up yourself. Right? But anyway, this one is one single plate of that size. So you need to put many thousands of them to build the ship. Right? Also, this kind of frame looks like this one, right? Frame should be also fabricated using this plate, cutting and bending and then welding. So all those whole structure construction is made of thick steel plate and cutting, bending, welding, and something like that. So each piece of them should be welded together, right? This one, welded together. And also welding, pillars. All right. Okay, 15 minutes more. Weight. This is complicated one again. Weight definition. Have you have a driver license? Good. Oh, all right. Have you had a chance to drive a truck? Yes, sir. Oh, okay. How big was it?
Maybe
Huh?
Toyota use.
Sorry, say again.
I don't know the size of the truck for the Toyota.
Toyota.
Yeah,
A small truck is a big truck.
I must be.
Big truck.
How many?
Oh, okay. Then depending on the size probably length or breadth, but usually for the truck you need to say how many tons the truck can carry. Right? Because why? That is the money earning numbers, right? So 1 ton carrying cargo truck is probably smallest in Korea. very famous Bongo. Bongo truck in Korea is very famous and well selling, best selling truck, and they carry 1 ton of cargo. It is important for the driver because they get money, delivering cargos, right? They want to carry 2 tons, right? Because if there is enough cargos to carry. So there is also 20 ton, 40 ton, 10 ton, 5 ton trucks. There is a weight. Very similar to the ship, right? And so that's why weight is important. Right? So first one is a light ship. Light ship is an empty ship, and new ship. When you say, did you say Toyota truck you drive, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't a truck. I make a mistake.
Or as a pickup?
Yeah, it was a
Pickup is in between of passenger and truck, right? So Bongo, Korean student knows of Bongo truck, and 1 ton carrying cargo truck, famous cargo truck in Korea. As a driver, I buy new truck from the Hyundai Motors today. So I had a delivery from the Hyundai Motors to my home or to my office of new Bongo truck. The weight of the Bongo truck this time, the new one, we call the lightweight ship, lightweight of the Bongo truck. So new truck, empty truck, the lightweight. Same as the ship, Shipyard delivered new ship to owners, right? We have a ceremony. You know that the ceremony of champagne bottle is cracked, right? It's a lightweight. And dead weight is cargo lifting capacity. 1 ton Bongo truck is 1 ton is cargo carrying capacity, right? Not total weight, the cargo weight, because it is important because there is a money coming. Money. Displacement is a total weight together. Total weight of this. It is important for safety, important for something like draft. Total weight should be covered in this limitation of freeboard. I want to carry more cargo because there is money coming, but there is a limitation. The maximum cargo I can carry is the size of the ship, a cargo ship. Bongo is a 1 ton maximum capacity carry capacity. Okay? But displacement up to here, including light ship and cargo, all together is maximum, right? It is for safety is important. Also, the power, let's say, propeller and engine speed. If we have a lower draft, it is light and then we can go fast, right? It is heavy, fully loaded, then it should be slower. Right? Cargo also similar, right? If you have a chance to use your car, your passenger car, but you have a friends, and then also baggage together. It is heavy loaded in your passenger car. You are going uphill. Speed is slow, right? Speed is slow. Similar to this. Weight of the total ship, displacement is important. Displacement is total. And payload is also very similar to that way. But it is usually used as a Navy ship, military. But technically similar. But there are small differences, but it is not important at this moment. What kind of differences? Say Bongo truck. Let me say again. Bongo truck just delivered from the Hyundai Motors to my office. But how about the gasoline? Is the fuel tank empty or they put a little bit more fuel there? How do you expect?
Empty.
Hmm?
Empty.
Empty? No fuel.
No.
Oh. Usually they put a very small amount of fuel because sometimes they need to drive it for the delivery. Right. Otherwise, you need to this. And also lubrication oil. Lubrication oil. Do you expect it is empty or loaded?
Loaded.
Loaded. Okay. And other items, small items, right? So if we include that kind of small items, that's a difference, right? Also for the ship, the weight of crew members, driver, person weight, is it included here or here? Right? It's a small things, small items. Or baggage of crew member. How do you? And food, drink is complicated things, right? But it is not big one. Very small items, but still very small differences. Right. Okay. History. Egypt again. Khufu. Okay. BC and 2500. So it's say 4,500 ago from now. Very, very long time ago. Still, this is the ship. This is the ship. This is not the ship. This is just a roof of the museum. This is the ship. But still, you see that length is 44 meters. It's big. Right? Also, because it is made of wood, it's not easy to make a long, big ship with wood because wood is not strong. Steel plate is okay. Big steel plate, we build a 400-meter ships, but it's not easy. I'm saying that naval architect is already there at the time. Long wood ship, and so sailing and rowing and engineering. Pyramid, Giza, and then made of wood, special. History of Greek ship. Phoenician, Greeks, well-known shipbuilders and navigators in the ancient Mediterranean. And that's why I'm saying terminology is coming from 5,000 years ago. Stern and bow and port side and starboard side, hull, and right? That kind of terminology is coming from several thousand years ago. It is very historic and also peculiar, unique. Comparing to the airplane, comparing to the car, they are saying only how many years? 100 years, not 200 years ago. But he's saying 4,000 years ago, they already used a ship. That's why the concept and terminology is much long. All right. Archimedes, Eureka. It is also BC. 200 years before Christ is born. And then hydrostatics. Hydrostatics is, we can say nowadays. At the time it is not, but compared to statics, we can say hydrodynamic there. Right? Comparing to statics and dynamics. We can say this one is statics. And he's saying trying to put heavy something, a stone, probably stone, into the dish or box so that water is, the draft is going up, going up, going up. Right? And he is experimenting this. Why? He's trying to see the correct weight of this golden crown. What was the story? Can you say about this story? Why he want to make a correct weight of this crown? Why? Can you remember?
The crown is not just made of pure gold, but it is mixed with some metals.
Right, right. So there was a question that the crown was not made of pure gold. There was a question, but it is not easy to make correct weight, and also because if we know the correct weight of the crown, then they can check whether the pure gold weight or it is a mixture of something other. But the shape of the crown is very complicated, so that it is not easy to measure the weight and measure the volume of the crown. Then we can volume divided by weight, then we can calculate ratio and something like that. So instead of measuring direct, he used comparison with water weight. That is the idea. So he got the idea, we can measure this weight of this crown actually using this kind of comparison. Question? Question coming from audience, from online? One more. No. Hong Jungi, can you say something using your smartphone audio? Hong Jungi. Kim Jong-ho. Because we could not hear from you. Chatting. Yeah. All right. Say something. And Kim Jong-ho and also Hong Jungi.
네, 들리십니까?
네. 이거 스마트폰 연결한 거예요?
네, 그렇습니다.
잘 돼. 이 소리는 좋네. 사운드는 스마트폰 됐습니다. 또 누구 목소리 무게 못 들었더라? 됐습니다, 홍준기 씨는. 김정호,
감사합니다.
이민석 들었나? 강소연 들었나? 여기 들었나? 정성준. 얘기 좀 해보세요. 온라인에 있는 사람들. 네. 다들 어디 갔어? 그래서 이게 이제 비디오를 켜놓고 있으라고 그러는 거예요. 네. 수업 시간에 딴 데 못 가게 하고. 규칙이 있습니다, 규칙. If you are, next time, if you have chance to stay on online for the class, you need to turn on your video. 이민섭 씨 보이네. 이민섭 씨 목소리는 내가 들었더만 다시 한번 들어볼까요?
네, 교수님 들리시나요?
네, 이민섭. 다른 사람들도 비디오 좀 한번 켜보세요. Sarah, can you turn on your video?
Yeah, sure.
Good. Say hello to everybody. 또 다른 사람들, 오케이, 강소연 씨도 들려줬어. 오케이. And then others. 홍준기 씨는 왜 그렇나요? 정성진, 김정호.
오늘은 카메라가 구비되어 있지 않은 장비라 다음에 구비하겠습니다.
스마트폰에 카메라 있어. 스마트폰 카메라 써보세요.
아, 예, 알겠습니다.
스마트폰을 주문 안 해보셨나? 그렇죠. 거의 된다. 그 자세히 비는 얼굴 좀더 가깝게 똑바로 보이게 스마트폰을 좀 들어보세요. 손을 들어. 네. 좋습니다. 자, 그럼 우리가 정성진 씨와 김정호 씨만 얼굴을 못 봤다. Any question from your side? Anybody? Any kind of question? Otherwise, we can close this class early. All right? See you. Bye now.